So no one will be nice. I want you to enter, you feel that. That'll be the next.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah. You're something in classmate. Wife. Oh, your wife.
Yeah.
Oh, you go from school.
Shalom.
Shalom for the Accra day. Yeah. I go to school for the.
I go to school for the. Oh, you want to finish? I'll do it straight.
So you know how to say black sheep. I mean,
yes, I'm master.
One for the master, one for the land, one for the little boy who is that. So then. Yeah, so this be Kofi. He may be the pilot. Yeah. I think you have to say something.
Oh, I know. You say something.
No, they will let it go internet.
So let's go. If you send me there.
You got the airdrop. Send them. Take Dennis' number. Then this be Isaac. He is responsible for our since they right. I bet you be Nyama. This one be Nyama. This one be Nyama. This one be Nyama.
But this is Nyama. Oh, for some place.
Which place? For somewhere.
I give you from the
I call you here.
Why you really?
So now make I show you. So this be the studio, yeah? Okay. So all the books. People they take the books, so this one they sit here, then we do some intellectual stuff, so three of them they read. So put your pictures there.
So this is about you. There are pictures, 6 of them. We'll be sliding. The thing is that with the touch screen, you can touch it from here. At the same time, it can appear on the screen.
Oh no, wait. This one be this one.
No, change them.
All right. Oh, okay. Yeah. So what song are you going to play for us?
So I have this, song that.
But can you teach me? Can you teach me? So like
Okay, so.
My level, my level,
Okay.
my level. Bandana for Ghana, bang bang.
Okay, so that one you're going too pro.
Too pro, eh?
Too pro,
Okay.
So I play stuff that motivates me anytime I enter the studio and I want to work. I have this song that I play so much.
That motivates you. I like that. Yeah.
Lean on me.
Oh, lean on me.
Yeah, lean on me is a movie.
When you are not strong.
Yeah.
I'll be your friend.
Yeah, I'll be your friend.
Give us that one. That's a good song. I've not heard it in a while.
So
So viewers, you can sing with us. You can sing along.
Okay.
Shatawale is going to deliver "Lean on Me." The microphone should be with Christabel. I said that.
Lean on me. It's okay, it's okay. You better keep my talent. You better steal my talent.
Mufa 11. And nunti bataya was so wet so gone. One more year, no year, no year. And if we had stayed, we would have won that seat. It would have demonstrated to them, say, NDC, and near violence now, they could get free or more. But we showed our. But you know, was that the best because Anka Musti Yanka Bianca. Anka violence in any amount for the coin, no one that day. One more, you got a coin, no one more boo or munamuno. You got a coin now, munano, so. You have suffered the violence already. Trophia, Udibekwa koye compensation. Now, Manfono who say, if we had died, if we had maimed ourselves, we maimed ourselves for a good cause. What's a Ghanaian trophy now? Every indication was showing, say, we were winning that election. And now, can you say, by election, see, now will be by violence here. Violence, no better could do. And in the presence of all the diplomatic community, can anybody tell me says our violence in basis? Then that person has no experience with by-elections. By-election, first few hours, then it cools down. And it was a wrong decision. And Matisse, one consult will be on a decision. Matisse, or say party decision. It wasn't any party decision. What was the party decision? He consulted me. I warned him, say he shouldn't take that. He shouldn't. A wrong decision. President Mahama, everyone say he shouldn't take that decision. And yes, he took that decision. And then what take a decision? No results. No anye papa no. Or number be a creative impression. Say or ne President Mahama ne said you can tell no take his decision. It's not true. Leader, and now we a leader. You must be prepared to stand by your words, and you must have the courage to stand by your conviction. You are accusing of dishonesty. No, I'm saying, sir. Let me say because Wakasem and Wasan because you are accusing of dishonesty. I need dishonesty. He's bringing out wrong information. Look, he's bringing out wrong information. Wrong information because the information is not borne out by the facts. Because Okase party decision. Party, how does party take decisions? Obetimi actually party structure a take a decision or say onko announce no implement it. Is it fake? Is it NEC? Is it Congress? Or is what? Let him come out to tell us. But I'm saying, say, in decision making for the party, no, it is not always to say ubenya structure now they are taking decision. But there are occasions here, as a leader, you take a decision and based on your own judgment, now they are called for ratification. And when you come under attack here, now you have to take a decision. Now you need enough time I'll be to me. I'm a decision making structures and I share a take a decision. No, I don't think you choose leaders. You must have correct judgment. Until you take a decision, no. You must be convinced that it is the best decision that you are taking in the interest of the party. Who take it now? Who now results no you're wrong. As I say, only up neka say among for me. I'm taking a decision no. Because eko year ubeka say me na me ye ansana ye beje atum. Enti wako take a decision na nko ye na upe obi a shifty blame ato ne so you are acting not differently from what MPP does. Because I also and I make a say President Mahama called me. I was in West Indies, Korea and Haiti, Eboshi. That was where I was at that time. And Untino, he called me. And in fact, he admits that he called me. But what is economical about me, say, he never told the press, he say, offer me no me objective vehemently, say, shouldn't take that decision. he must have consulted President Mahama. But President Mahama called me and said, say, Chairman Peso take his decision we na me wahe. I shouldn't allow that decision to be taken.
I see.
So I was there with the witness, me Dr. Karl Marx, and I was
they said it was live on television that day.
On Facebook.
It was live on television.
And you know, it was very clear, say President Mahama so one in said he shouldn't take that.
Just say what for President Mahama.
And yeah, about Ebuo, it's about decision making. And to be baby now can me consult to now can't Republic no say me consult to one more objective, but I went ahead to take that decision because I thought it was in the best interest of the party. If you had done that, yeah. May I say at some time, Kwame was in Bibai.
Kwame, okay, make I only of a penny dear. Okay, it's in Eastern region or a.
When they were planning to take some steps,
the Kaiser issue,
they consulted me. I said, I will not be part of that.
Someone consult you.
Yes.
And also you won't be part of that.
I don't want to be part of that. And I don't know whether he consulted President Mahama or not. But backlash back from the party.
Yeah, I remember.
The difference one can say President Mahama na or in Soto no. So I said, leader of a party, then be able to take a decision as a free Muambabiano. You find somebody to blame.
Then you're working.
And that's just judgment in the same.
Then you're working. I say, just say.
Good evening. Welcome to another edition of Good Evening Ghana, the first one for the week. Thank you very much for your time. And you have to agree with me that even though Karim Benzema won the Ballon d'Or, this weekend's football action belonged to only one man, and it belongs to Mohamed Salah. What a goal that was. Mohamed Salah put Liverpool ahead 1-0, and they actually defeated Premiership superstars, Manchester City, at Anfield. It was a great day for Anfield, another great history for Anfield. It was a day and a weekend for Mohamed Salah. But of course, congratulations to Karim Benzema. And there was certainly a Liverpool connection at the Ballon d'Or last night, wasn't it? Sadio Mane, the second African to mount the stage, not as the Ballon d'Or winner, but as the second in command. The first Ballon d'Or winner, of course, we still remember is Liberian President, His Excellency George Oponria, as he now is. But then George Oponria of... was he playing for Olympique Marseille in those days when he won the Ballon d'Or? Was he playing for AC Milan? Yeah, I think he was playing for AC Milan, yes. George Oponria won it. But I'll come back to this topic. But certainly, this weekend belongs, the sporting weekend belongs to Mohamed Salah. Okay, welcome to the show, and we get ourselves ready. You know, David, the historical David, he prayed a certain prayer in the midst of the battles that he fought. And David prayed that the wisdom of Ahithophel should be turned into foolishness. And so even when Ahithophel spoke wisdom, the people did not listen to him, and they chose their own path. And the path they chose was the path of foolishness. And the king, who was anointed by God, a man after God's own heart, prevailed. And so the history of Israel is told, and there's a rhyme in it which says that there was Adonijah, and there was Absalom, but it was Solomon who became. Please keep that in mind. There was Adonijah, there was Absalom, but it was Solomon who became. Because sometimes when you walk in the path of God, the wisdom of your enemies will be turned into foolishness. Tonight we have two of such episodes. We have two of such episodes coming up. A ferocious defense mounted for Togbe Afede. I'll be going to a task to deal with that one. They said Togbe Afede did not attend, he did not miss 86% of the meetings at Council of State. He only missed 55. Can you imagine such crass talk? We are talking about taxpayers' money. An allegation is made that the taxpayers' money has been squandered by a person who did not attend the meetings and still collected the allowances and now comes to pretend that he is altruistic and is returning the money, and you make an allegation like that, and the response is that, oh, no, you are wrong. Paul Adomoshe lied, as they say. Toby Afede did not miss 80. He only missed 55%. Are you serious? He missed 55% of the meeting. When we were in political science, 50% plus 1 is a simple majority. 55% to 60 is a super majority. 70 is overwhelming. 80 is absolute. I don't know what they studied, but really, we have a lot to say about that. The guy didn't attend 55% of them and collected the money. Shouldn't we be collecting the money from him? I'm not even sure why Toby Afede allows these things to be said about him, but anyway. We will have to present a response to that. Let me have a sip of my tea. Now, these days, it's hot, so permits me to, what did I say? I said there was Absalom and there was Adonijah, but it was Solomon who became, because the king prayed that the wisdom of Ahithophel should be turned into foolishness. So even when Ahithophel spoke, they did not listen. And Absalom's empire collapsed on the back of refusing to listen to Ahithophel's wise advice, because the wise advice, when it proceeded from Ahithophel's mouth, it had become foolishness in the ears of those who were listening. That's how God deals with your enemies. You heard Johnson, he says something. Anyway, that's our second part. Tonight we also have an interview, and it's an interview with Astrolinks, and they are helping students to get out of Ghana and study in the UK. We understand that a few people want to get out of Ghana and study in the UK. Of course, the world has become very complicated, isn't it? So Astrolinks will be here to tell us how. If you're a student, just finished university or just about to go to university, and you want to have opportunity to study in the UK, they'll be here in the studio to tell us how to do that. But so we are converting our editorials into sermons, you see. And you know, when you are listening to a sermon, the song plays before the sermon. So we have identified a particular song that will be playing before the editorials are rendered. Our first editorial tonight is a clear response to the horrendous defense mounted in favor of the overlord of Asogli, Toby Afede, against whom we alleged that returning Council of State money, I'm not sure what word to use, was improper to the extent that he kept the money that he was given for meetings that he did not attend. And they agreed that he did not attend the meetings, but they said that we exaggerated it. Oh, how can you say he didn't attend? He attended only 16%. No. He attended 45%. 45 in 4 years. The guy attended. Council of State is fully funded. Okay, let me leave it. I'll get there and deal with that. Okay. So as we begin the sermon, we are going to bring you this song. It's called "Take the Stage." It's a beautiful song. It tells us about how the Lord should take the stage. We are vessels. He's going to speak through us. And when we are done and there's glory, we will be satisfied that the Lord has been glorified. So I'm going to the touch screen. I will start with the trumpet, and then our people will sing the song. It's entitled, "Take the Stage." Listen and watch.
just to see you glorified. And when you're done, please take the glory. I'm satisfied just to see you glorified. Oh, and when you're done, please take the glory. I'm satisfied just to see you glorified. Take the stage, Lord, and have your way. I'm just a vessel and nothing more. And when you're done, please take the glory. I'm satisfied just to see you glorified. Oh, take the stage, Lord, and have your way. I'm just a vessel and nothing more. And when you're done, please take the glory. I'm satisfied just to see you glorified. And when you're done, please take the glory. I'm satisfied just to see you glorified. Oh, and when you're done, please take the glory. I'm satisfied just to see you glorified.
Please take the glory. I'm satisfied to see you glorified. Let's take the break first, and then we'll come and run through it without the break. Let me take the break right now, and then we'll come back and start again with this major sermonic editorial. I'll be right back.
World Cup 2022. Mebisa attitude bebrese. Phone bang. Home theater bang. TV bang suno mbeheno.
Hisense TV.
Hisense TV.
Hisense TV. Hisense TV.
What's your World Cup for Hisense TV swa? Picture size bia. Picture no. Clear. Coming come way mau. So connect to Hisense home theater and the Hisense TV. Commentary no. Obatin say gigim. As the original hobby. Kenya say, yes, that's the World Cup match. No one can traffic me. And no nema Hisense smartphone. And dance. Shower phone so. Picture the sound. And clear. Qatar 22 World Cup. Yeah, person will share no feeling. Yeah, them sense so torso for my day. Madam Hisense. Matitu su say. Woo. Enter your 20 day. Hisense World Cup triple promo. Everything 20th October. Coming 28th November. Mobile phone, sound system, TV, one Tobia, one yo home. Yeah, that's a crime, I'm real. Hisense one about 5 years warranty. Promo way, our Hisense showrooms now. Our Ghana for Nina. Hisense, everyday prices for everyday people.
Located in the beautiful neighborhood of East Legon, Accra, AH Hotel and Conference has all the comfort and luxury you need for the perfect getaway. From check-in to check-out, our friendly staff look forward to pampering you and making your stay special. Our new safety features, such as shielded check-in desks, masked employees, and contactless restaurant menus and door keys, will give you peace of mind as you enjoy your stay. Our spacious and contemporary designed rooms and suite are the height of luxury and style, fitted with modern amenities for your convenience. Take your company to the next level when you host a conference or meeting in our ultra-modern conferencing complex. But don't forget to take time to relax and rejuvenate as you enjoy our many on-site facilities such as our gym, pool, and world-class restaurant. Locate us near American House or call or visit us online today to start planning your next stay. AH Hotel and Conference. Afrocentric.
A state-of-the-art facility built with your family needs in mind. A medical center positioned for all your fertility problems and other diseases. Medimosis Clinic and Prostate Center. Our goal is to help our patients achieve and maintain optimal health. We have fully functional OPD laboratories in all our branches. Do you have problems urinating? Medimosis is the ultimate solution. Our Prostacure X capsules and Prostacure Herbal Tea treat prostate problems. Afromosis capsules gives you maximum performance, and for the ladies, Femacure X capsules solves all your menstrual problems. Locate Medimosis Clinic and Prostate Center at Adenta Barrier near the traffic light, Ashaman, Ajekojo, Kumasi, Ahinima Kokobing, and in Accra, Ministries after the Ghana Highways Yard. Call 0244 068 447. We accept National Health Insurance card and all other private insurance card. Medimosis Clinic and Herbal Center, your ultimate solution for prostate problems.
Mufa election. Enunti bataya wa so wet wo gon no. Womo ye no ye na ye nwane. And if we had stayed, we would have won that seat. It would have demonstrated to them say NDC enye violence now de koje akonwa free wo ho. But we showed our
was that the best because anka musti yanke bianka. Hey, anka violence na amount for
edwane koye no womo
that day.
Womo edwane koye no womo ebubu womo na mu no. Edwane koye na womo na no esoso siso. You have suffered the violence already. Trophia udibekwa koye compensation. Na manfo no who say if we had died, if we had maimed ourselves, we maimed ourselves for a good cause. What's a Ghanaian trophy now? Every indication was showing say we were winning that election. And now can you say by election see now will be be violence here? Violence no be to kudru enumerate in the presence of all the diplomatic community in my happen wa crying in. Can anybody tell me says our violence in basis? Then that person has no experience with by-elections. Who call by-election? First few hours, then it cools down. And it was a wrong decision. And Matisse,
one consult will be an decision.
Matisse, or say party decision. It wasn't any party decision.
Or was it the party decision?
He consulted me. I warned him, say he shouldn't take that. He shouldn't. A wrong decision. President Mahama, say he shouldn't take that decision.
And yes, he took that decision.
And then, what take a decision, no results, no anye papa no. Or number be a creative impression, say, or ne President Mahama, near said, you can tell me take his decision. It's not true. Who a leader, and now we a leader. You must be prepared to stand by your words, and you must have the courage to stand by your conviction.
You are accusing of dishonesty.
No, I'm saying, sir.
Let me say because because
you
are accusing of dishonesty.
I need dishonesty. He's bringing out wrong information. Look,
he's bringing out wrong information.
Wrong information because the information is not borne out by the facts. Because who can say party decision? Party, how does party take decisions? Obetimi actually party structure a take a decision no say onko announce no implement it. Is it fake? Is it NEC? Is it Congress? Or is what? Let him come out to tell us. But I'm saying, say, in decision making for the party, no, it is not always to say, ubenya structure no nyina now they are taking decision. But there are occasions here as a leader you take a decision and based on your own judgment na odia call for ratification. And when you come under attack here, now you have to take a decision. Now you need enough time I'll be to me. I'm a decision making structures and I share I take a decision now. And don't you choose leaders? You must have correct judgment. Until you take a decision now. You must be convinced that it is the best decision that you are taking in the interest of the party. Who take it na uwie na results no ye wrong wa. Ese se only up na ka say amanfo me na take a decision no. Because eko year ubeka say me na me ye ansa na ye beje atum. Enti wako take decision na nko ye na upe obi a shifty blame ato ne so you are acting not differently from what MPP does. Because I also and I make a say President Mahama called me. I was in West Indies, Korea and Haiti, Eboshi. That was where I was at that time. And Untino, he called me. And in fact, he admits that he called me. But what is economical about me, say, he never told the press, he say, offer me objective vehemently, say, shouldn't take that decision. He must have consulted President Mahama. But President Mahama called me and said, say, Chairman, person take his decision, I shouldn't allow that decision to be taken.
I see.
So, I was there with the witness, Dr. Karl Marx, and I was
so it was live on television that day.
On Facebook.
It was live on television.
And you know, it was very clear, say President Mahama so one said he shouldn't take that.
Just say what for President Mahama.
And yeah, about Ebuo, it's about decision making. And to be baby now can me consult to now can't Republic no say me consult to one more objective, but I went ahead to take that decision because I thought it was in the best interest of the party. If you had done that, yeah. Make I say at some time, Kwamizu asem bi bae.
Kwamizu, okay, make I only of a penny dear. Okay, Eastern region or a.
One day we're planning to take some steps.
The Kaiser issue.
They consulted me. I said, I will not be part of that.
Someone consult you.
Yes.
And also you won't be part of that.
I don't want to be part of that. And I don't know whether he consulted President Mahama or not. But backlash bar from the party.
Yeah, I remember.
The difference one can say President Mahama na or in Soto So I said, leader of a party, then be able to take a decision. I said, be free, you find somebody to blame.
Then you can.
And that's just judgment in the same.
Then you can. I say, just say.
I'm just a vessel and nothing more. And when you're done, please take the glory. I'm satisfied just to see you glorified. Oh, take the stage, Lord, and have your way. I'm just a vessel and nothing more. And when you're done, please take the glory. I'm satisfied just to see you glorified. Oh, take the stage, Lord, and have your way. I'm just a vessel and nothing more. And when you're done, please take the glory. I'm satisfied just to see you glorified. And when you're done, please take the glory. I'm satisfied just to see you glorified. And when you're done, please take the glory. I'm satisfied just to see you glorified. Oh, take the stage, Lord, and have your way. I'm just a vessel and nothing more. And when you're done, please take the glory. I'm satisfied just to see you glorified. And when you're done, please take the glory. I'm satisfied just to see you glorified. And when you're done, please take the glory. I'm satisfied just to see you glorified. And when you're done, please take the glory. I'm satisfied just to see you glorified.
Please take the glory. I'm satisfied just to see you glorified. Sorry, many people are sending us text. What's happening? We are sorry. Okay. Togbi Afede here. Azuri is here. Professor Kwame Kaikari is here. And Suleiman Brahma is here. Suleiman Brahma, Professor Kwame Kaikari, and Azuri, they belong to Fourth Estate and Media Foundation for West Africa. They produced that story, the most disingenuous story that I've heard. Now, these are people, or it is Azuri whose the byline is there. This is a man who says that he's protecting the public purse. He seems not to be concerned that a Council of State member does not attend 55% of the meetings over 4 years and still takes the allowances for the meetings that he doesn't attend. And he says to be protecting the public purse because he has hatred for me. He's focusing on me, so he embarrasses himself. They are writing JSX exam Sunday. Those JSX 3 children will look at this story and say, put the document there. Put the document there. Before then, give me His Majesty Togbe Afede. Give me His Royal Majesty Togbe Afede. I have to ask him a few questions because I'm really surprised. I don't know whether he knows what's happening. Now, when Togbe Afede was my friend, or when I was Togbe Afede's boy, I'll go to his home and Togbe, you remember, we had proper arguments. I'll come from law school and I go and I'm talking to him about civil procedure, and you argue with me that the American law is not like the Ghanaian law, and the American law is better than the Ghanaian law. Of course, you know he came from Yale. So we had these arguments. This is how many years ago? I'm talking 2003, 2004. How old was I? I was 29, 30. He was probably my age now, 40 something. And we used to have these arguments. I'm wondering, Toby, are you able to have these arguments with these your friends? Those intellectual arguments we used to have, those arguments about inflation. Toby will teach me about how Bank of Ghana was measuring inflation wrongly. Instead of doing it month on month, they do it year on year, and it creates a problem such that we had this debate and it ended in an inflation debate at Golden Tulip, financed by Data Bank. Everybody was there. We used to have arguments about the constitutional provisions relating to this and that. Toby, are you able to have this argument with these your new friends? But if you have such arguments with them, is that the kind of defense that they will produce for you? When I say that you didn't attend Council of State meetings and you took the allowance, and I say that you did not attend 16%, you attended only 16% of Council of State meetings, and therefore you did not attend 86%. They come back and say Paul Adumochula, because their focus, these people, their focus is on Paul Adumochula. I mean, I don't mind. That's okay. There's no problem. It's fine. We are in a public space, so yes. But you say that you defend public purse. You are happy that the public purse has been squandered. 55% of meetings have not been attended. And it is said, alleged, that the monies was collected. Togbe Afede collected the money for the meetings he did not attend. And we say the meetings not attend were 86%. Now, Council of State is fully taxpayer funded. Fully. Council of State doesn't generate any money. So all taxpayers funded. Now, I have not received any taxpayers funded situation. I was on the NCA board. When we started the NCA board, the allowance was 400 cedis or something like 2017, 400 cedis. Later on, Ministry of Finance had mercy on us. They made it 1,200 or something like that. That's all we got. When I left NCA, I'm not interested in Article 71 ex gratia. I have not asked for it. I don't want it. And I'm not going to announce to the world that I don't want ex gratia. It's pedestrian, so I won't do that. Dr. Dufour announced this recently after how many years? Nobody comes and says, I don't want my ex gratia. The world should know. Many Ghanaians don't take ex gratia. They don't tell anyone. But if you tell people that you didn't take ex gratia, and we find that you actually took allowances for meetings that you did not attend, then that's robbery of the taxpayer. That's robbing the taxpayer. And that's what we allege against Togbe Afede. And then they come and say that, no, you are lying. Togbe Afede actually attended 45% of the meetings. What crass defense is this? What? I don't know. I mean, even if you went to Big Boss, which is one of the best schools in Ghana, Big Boss is Bolgatanga Secondary. If you went to Bolgatanga, you wouldn't be writing. I mean, your brain will work, isn't it? What kind of crass defense is this? What is this? Now, that's why I play the song. You see, sometimes God will make your enemies behave in a certain way. Please put the figures there. Put our figures first, and let's put their figures. This is the story they have. A whole newspaper, this is the story they have. Okay, so, no, ours first, I told you. All right, so this is what we presented. We said Togbe Afede attended 16% of Council of State meetings within the tenure of 4 years. He did not attend, as we alleged here, 84% of the Council of State meetings. We allege further that Togbe Afede collected the allowances for the meetings that he did not attend, and that those meetings constituted a whopping 84%. Okay, so they come back and tell us that, no, you are lying. Okay, this is theirs. Fantastic. This is what Azuri is saying, that Paul Adumochula lied because Togbe Afede actually attended 45% of Council of State meetings within the 4-year tenure, but did not attend 55%. Can you imagine that, viewers? What crass argument is this? Taxpayers' money has been squandered, 55%, and you think it's okay because you hate Paul Adumochula because he speaks the truth? I mean, this is where we have come to. The so-called anti-corruption crusaders are saying that it is okay for somebody to go to Council of State, elected to Council of State, appointed by the president, go to Council of State 4 years, attends 45% of meetings, does not attend 55% of meetings, and it is okay because they want a headline, Paul Adumochula lied. These are the people who say they want to protect the public purse. These are the people who criticize Akufo-Addo for not protecting the public purse. They should be criticized more than anything else. Azuri puts this up, and his headline is I don't actually lie. Togbe Afede attended. That's why I'm sad. Togbe, you can do better than that. Togbe, put Togbe's photograph here. Togbe Afede, you are better than that. Asogli is better than this. Togbe, you are such an intelligent man. Togbe is such an you have to engage him. He's such an intelligent man. I have engaged him in his hall. And tonight I'm going to talk about another person, Abena Amoah. The reason why I'm going to congratulate Abena Amoah for his ascension to the stock exchange is because I cannot remember Abena Amoah related to Togbe Afede's story. What I'm going to look for Togbe, Abena was executive director of SAS, okay? Their office is actually not far from here, where we are today. The SAS office is just a walking distance. So that time we're in Laboni. But where we are today, the SAS was just a walking distance. I'll go in. Abena will tell me, hey, Paul, be careful. We have a meeting. You are not going to hold Togbe for that long. You have only 10 minutes. I said, Abena, you know, me and Togbe, we cannot do 10 minutes. So it's not possible. Because as soon as I go in, the arguments begin. He said, hey, my friend, that's how Togbe calls everyone. My friend, you people, journalists, haven't you seen this story? I said, what story? He says, it's a graphic. Every conversation we had was intellectual. Civil procedure in America, civil procedure in Ghana. Criminal procedure in America, criminal procedure in Ghana. Constitutional developments in America, constitutional developments in Ghana. I was studying law at the time, so that was the constant arguments that we had. I'll go to Togbe's house at 37, behind 37, Switchback Road, and we continue to have these arguments. At the time Togbe was arrested to be made Asogli overlord, I was abroad. So this is about 2003. I was abroad. When I came back, I tried to reach him, I couldn't. So I called Abena. Abena said, hey, your man has now become a Togbe. I said, what's that? He said, sure, he's become a chief. I said, so how can I see? He said, no, you can't see him now, wait a bit. After a couple of weeks, I think, I went to see him. And I asked him, Togbe, what happened? He told me the story. He said, my friend, I was sitting here when some people came, they lied to me, they come to visit me, something, and then they just captured me. And I had learned in African traditional religion how we capture people who are due for chieftaincy who may not want it. He told me all the story. Even in that, we had an intellectual argument. I said, there's a beautiful opportunity to develop the place. He said, that's the only thing that excites him. He really wants to develop the Volta region and the Asogli area to become something, which he has been able to achieve. Togbe is an intelligent man. Togbe, when you sit with these people who think that not attending Council of State 55% of the meetings, but collecting the allowance is a defense for you, you should be worried, Togbe. You are better than this. What do you still have these intellectual arguments with them? These people, do you still have intellectual? Where is Suleiman Brahma? Oh my goodness. Suleiman Brahma, my friend. I met him on TV3 the other day. He was so stiff. But anyway, it's fine. Suleiman Brahma is there. He said that Good Evening Guys is a comedy show. You know why? Because yes, Good Evening Guys is a comedy show. No doubts about that. We have comedy, then we have intellectual. If you can't follow the intellectual, you will think it's a comedy show. That's okay, no problem. We want a lot of people to watch. So some watch for comedy, fine. Some watch for the intellectual, okay. Some watch for football, okay. Some watch for business, okay. Some watch for interview Shatawale, okay. We are a TV show. We do everything. Media is entertain, inform, and educate. That's what we do. Entertain, inform, and educate. So Shatta will come here and do blah, blah, blah shit. But next week, the Attorney General will be here. We'll be cracking very hard law. That's what we are. We are able to do a versatile like that. We can shift from an interview on constitutional law to an interview on Shatawale where we are singing black, black, black sheep, have you any who? That's what we are. That's why you like it. It's a TV show. Nothing like it in Ghana. Nothing like what you've seen before. That's what we are. And you make it great because we work hard to produce it for you. So he says it's a comedy program because he doesn't understand the other thing. It's only comedy he understands. The rest is that he has camera in his pocket, he has camera in his back, he has camera here, everywhere he goes, he has camera, film, he has a story. So today they have a story. As for Prof, I feel the same way I feel about Togbe Afede. Professor Kwame Kaikai is a distinguished communications expert. In fact, those days when P.V. Ansah died, way back, people were touting Professor Kwame Kaikai to rise to inherit the P.V. Ansah legacy and the P.V. Ansah narrative, and to make the School of Communication Studies great again. One of my biggest regrets as a student of the University of Ghana that I couldn't attend the School of Communication Studies. It's a big regret for me. Anytime I walked down from the law faculty in those days, well, I had a car then by the grace of God. So anytime I drove from the law faculty, the School of Communication Studies was right next door. Sometimes I'll park my car, nothing to do. I just walk in and go and see Audrey Gajekpo. And the other woman, Kwame Jan's auntie, I've forgotten her name now, Margaret Amwakohene, who later became Ghana's ambassador in Canada. I'll go and see Margaret Amwakohene, Bonakumsin, and the other guy, Ansu Chreme. I'll just go and see them because I wish I were a student of the School of Communication Studies, the kinds of things Egbert Fable told me about the School of Communication Studies, it's a big regret for me that I couldn't attend. So Kwame Kari, I saw him as one of the idols, but I don't know what has happened. Why the whole distinguished Kwame Kari employs Brahma says, good evening, guys. It's a comedy show. Suleiman Brahma, and Suleiman Brahma goes to bring Azuri, and they have their first story of what do you call it? As for Azuri, he was sacked from Joy FM for doing a poor story on the president. His lawyer says he wasn't sacked. I say he was sacked. Joy FM should come and say he wasn't sacked. That's the problem. He's going through some syndrome, I think, because that thing has really worried him. So he's looking for Paul Ademochi. He says, okay, I've been here. I've been doing this for 20 years. I don't know when he will be doing the same thing for 20 years and not be sacked. Because he did small or he was sacked. Okay, no problem. Toby Afede likes him, which is great. If Toby Afede likes you, it's a great story. Because Toby Afede is a very intelligent man. He can impart a lot on you. But Toby, I wonder. Toby, I wonder. What is happening? Toby, what is going on? What? Look at the defense they are presenting for you. Such an intelligent man. Toby Afede, the overlord of Asogli. Great man, bright man. What kind of defense are they presenting for you? They said you didn't attend 55% of the meetings, and that's a defense, and they say Paul Ademochi lied. But if you didn't attend 50%, I know Togbe will be the first person to complain about a matter like that. I don't remember whether him and I talked about Council of State in the Constitution. It's unlikely, because I really don't remember. But in terms of the provisions of the 1992 Constitution, Togbe and I had a lot of conversations about it. Sometimes Dr. Kofi Annan was involved. That's what we used to do then. Intellectual conversations. That's I was 29, 30. And I go to him, and Abna will warn me and remind me I'll have to pay tribute to Abna Amoah. She's eventually been made the managing director of the Ghana Stock Exchange. Investors are very excited about that announcement because Abna is one of the great investment bankers that we have in this country, trained by, guess who? Togbe Afede at SAS. Now, Togbe, what has happened? What really has happened? What is this guy? What, are you not, the things that you imparted to me, Togbe, please impart it to him, so that he will think in a certain way. But how can you come and say, oh, Paul Ademochi lied. He said Togbe Afede attended 16% of the Council of State meetings. No, it wasn't. It was 45. Really? I mean, somebody can say that. 45. He didn't attend 55. The supermajority, he didn't attend it. 4 years, he took the salary or whatever allowance. That's the allegation. The allegation is that Togbe Afede took the allowance. That's what we allege against him. Of 80% of the meetings, he did not attend. Azuri says that Togbe Afede did not attend 55% of the meetings. Is that something that anybody should even think and say? If it is not focused on hatred for somebody, and you don't want to, by all means, achieve a headline that says somebody is saying something wrong, will you ridicule yourself in this situation? Even JSS children, good luck to all of them, writing the exams now. They will look at this and say, but what is the guy saying? He says the man did not attend 55% of the meetings. But is that okay? Please, put the pie chart there again. Put the chart there again. Professor Kwame Kari, have a good night. But please, let's get something working. This is Azuri's defense of Togbe Afede. He didn't attend 45%. He attended 45% of the meetings. He did not attend 55%. And that's a defense. You are elected to the Council of State, fully funded by taxpayer. Togbe Afede collected a loan from the Council of State to buy a car, which all Council of State members got. Togbe Afede got that as well. Why was the car loan given to them? The car loan was given to them so that they can drive to the Council of State meetings and do other Council of State things. Council of State don't only have meetings. They can decide to visit Finance Minister. As a matter of fact, in point of fact, Togbe Afede was the chairman of the Finance Committee. They can drive anywhere to do. President calls them, they can come in. That's why the car is given. Togbe Afede took the car. So he took the car at the back of taxpayer only to attend 45% of the meetings. Azuri thinks this is okay. I can understand why Joy FM will say, Chief, please, that's the door. Bye-bye. I can understand it because I worked there before. So I know the philosophy. I know the standards. I can understand it. It's making a lot of sense to me. Because if this is how you analyze things as a journalist, then the company that you work for is in trouble. If the journalistic analysis is producing this, then the company that you work for is in trouble. Emma Azuri says, Paul Ademochi lied because Togbe Afede, Prof. Azuri is my friend, though. If I go to my phone now and I show you our last conversation of 3 years ago, We were talking about Pito. If you like, I'll show it. We were talking about Pito. The last time I chatted with him, those days, in better times, then the hatred hasn't started. We were talking about Pito. Azuri, you can't say that, okay? This is totally wrong, eh? You can't say it's embarrassing. Actually, it's very, very embarrassing. But it's embarrassing for me more for the other important people. Professor Kwame Kari, a distinguished name like that, School of Communication Studies, set up Media Foundation for West Africa. And then my friend, he's very stiff. So when I saw him at TV3, I went to greet him. He's very, very stiff. Charlie, the guy, she's so stiff like that. I said, I entered your city and I said, oh, Baba, hey, you know, like this. Oh, my goodness. These are people, they can't laugh. They can't, oh, Suleiman Brahima. Well, he can laugh. He said, good evening, Ghana is a comedy show. He said that. It is a comedy show. He's not wrong. But you will only describe this multifaceted show as comedy if the comedy is the only thing you can relate to. You cannot relate to the other things. We've talked about constitutional amendment. Have you ever heard him talk about constitutional amendment before? He doesn't understand it. He doesn't want to go into that area. He doesn't know which article should be amended. He doesn't know. All he knows is that politician is a thief. Catch him. That's all he knows. He doesn't understand constitutional development. He doesn't understand it. So he doesn't engage with that conversation. At the time when all civil society are saying, even my friend Vomaho is talking about constitutional amendment, this civil society, they don't understand it. So they never talk about, have you ever heard Manasseh talking about constitutional amendment before? He doesn't understand it. And it's a crime if our major media voices do not understand the things that is wrong with our country. That's why sometimes I like Vomaho for all the things that he does, because he seems to understand that what we need in this country is a constitutional amendment. Everyone knows that. The loudest voices on Twitter, Azuri, they don't understand it. So every time they are catching somebody, and they come and present this warped defense for Togbe Afede because they have to say that Paul Adomatri lied, that 55%, Togbe Afede attended Council of State meetings 45. So we insist, Togbe Afede, if you did not attend 55% of Council of State meetings, what you have returned to the state is not enough. Return the car. Please, return it tomorrow. It's taxpayers' money. You took a loan, you pay some, the taxpayer paid the rest. Whatever component the taxpayer paid for that car, they return it to the Council of State. It will be given to the Ghana Police Service. Professor Dampare will give it to another person, and we can use it well. We don't want to give taxpayers. I have not had any taxpayers anything. I've worked in private sector, paid my taxes. No taxpayers anything. NCA, I was on the board. S. Gracia, 0. I don't want. I'm not interested. Okay. Now, here, Togbe Afede, 55%. This is not me saying. This is your friend Azuri in presenting a defense for you. That's what he's saying. He says 55% you didn't attend the meetings. But Togbe Afede, with your stature, really, with your stature, your Yale stature, SAS, great stature, how can you join Council of State as the president of the National House of Chiefs? And Togbe Afede's ex-official position in the Council of State is an important one. He was not just an elected member or appointed by the president. Togbe Afede was representing the National House of Chiefs. So Togbe, you let the taxpayer down and you let the National House of Chiefs down. Why do I say that? Because you refuse to attend 55% of the meetings at the Council of State, paid for by every single meeting is paid for by the taxpayer. You are supposed to attend and make an input so that Ghana will be better for it. And you were there representing the National House of Chiefs. And you can represent National House of Chiefs at an important organization like the Council of State, and you don't attend 55% of the meetings, and you still think we should call you righteous because you return Council of State money? No way. We are not going to call you righteous. We're going to call you out and ask you to return the money. Return the car to the Council of State. Do that. Because Azuri says you didn't attend. I didn't say. What I said, they said is a lie. Your friend, Azuri, with whom you were having a corruption conference of, hey, how is Black Rasta? He was in there. He was in that conference to Black Rasta. He's the one who said that he marked some scripts and I failed law school. He said he marked the script. Black Rasta, he said he marked some scripts. But that's okay. Black Rasta is my man. Black Rasta, good evening, yeah? Yeah, we are all Rasta boys, yeah? You know, cool, yeah? Ja Rastafari, yeah? Okay, Black Rasta, chill out, yeah? I hear you move from some station to some station. Good luck, man. Congratulations on your new appointment. Black Rasta, yeah? Okay, back to Azuri. Azuri says, okay, I've said it so many times. Did I say it again? No. 55%. Oh, Matilda, get ready and give it to me again. Get ready. It says, and when you are done, please take the glory, because I am satisfied just for you to be glorified. Because the enemies will do their own thing, they will spoil themselves. After this, I'm going for an interview. After the interview, I'm coming to my friend, Johnson Asiedu Nkatia, General Secretary of the National Democratic Congress. Thank you very much, Kweku, for this. This is excellent. It is now my distinguished pleasure, ladies and gentlemen, to pay tribute to a great Ghanaian woman. And I always like women who are doing well in society because they encourage our young girls. You know, we are coming from a society where it was chauvinistic, men thought they could, women cannot. Gradually, we are getting to the place where we are seeing the women are doing it. This is one such great woman. Abena Amoah, congratulations. It's my pleasure to read this now. It's 7th of October 2022. The Council of the Ghana Stock Exchange is pleased to announce the appointment of Ms. Abena Amoah as the Managing Director of the Ghana Stock Exchange. With effect from November 24, 2022, Ms. Amoah will take over from Mr. Ekwa Feji, the current Managing Director, who will retire from the exchange on November 23, 2022, after 32 years of stellar and transformational service. Congratulations to you, Mr. Ekwa Feji. I know him well. Ms. Amoah, who joined the exchange as Deputy Managing Director on August 1st, 2020, has been in the capital market industry over the past 24 years and is highly respected, which is true, for her technical knowledge, business acumen, outstanding professionalism, and integrity. Her experience covers stock market listings and trading mergers and acquisitions advisory, investment research, asset management, private placement of equity, debt and hybrid instruments, large infrastructure project development, business startups and incubation, public education on investment and financial matters, and capital matters over. She, Abena Amoah, has previously worked with Black Ivy Group, LLC, Renaissance Group, where she was CEO of New World, Renaissance Securities Limited, and Head of Investment Banking and Finance in West Africa, ex-Nigeria, for Renaissance Capital. And Strategic, that's it, Strategic African Securities Limited, where she was executive director. Now that's where she started. That's where she was trained. It was Togbe Afede who produced Abena Amoah for us. Togbe, how can you produce Abena Amoah and now you're producing Azuri? Azuri is doing these things. Okay. She's an alumna of the University of Ghana Business School. She has also undertaken academic and leadership studies at the Stanford Graduate School of Business, Harvard Business School, and the University of Denver's Daniels College of Business. Ms. Amoah takes over at a time when the exchange is implementing two major programs, a 3-year strategic plan to transform from a frontier market to an emerging market, and the demutualization of the exchange, a strategic transition that will result in a group of related companies, including a limited liability company, to manage market operations, etc., etc. Congratulations, Abena Amoah. The council looks forward to an impactful tenure of office and wishes her well in her new role. Miss Abena Amoah is the first female director of the Ghana Stock Exchange. I'm sure that it will be a story that many, many people will be proud of, those who set up the stock exchange. And in talking about that, we remember, of course, the late Victor Salome, Deputy Finance Minister for many years, Dr. Kwesi Boche, Mr. Ismail Yamson, Ken Oforiatta, and Kelly Gajepo, Fred Oware, all of those who put the Afari Donko, all of those who put the Ghana Stock Exchange together will all be proud that for the first time after so many years, 30 years or so, a lady has emerged as the leader of the Ghana Stock Exchange. Congratulations, Abena Amoah. Excellent. Okay, at 10:22, we don't have much time. We go for an interview. When we come back, today we will eat Asedun Ketia like we are eating pork. Give it to me, Matilda. What did you say? Let's start a song. I love that song so much, yeah? It's our sermon song. Take the stage, oh Lord.
And have your way. I'm just a vessel and nothing more. And when you're done, please take the glory. I'm satisfied just to see you glorified. Oh, take the stage, Lord, and have your way. I'm just a vessel and nothing more. And when you're done, please take the glory. I'm satisfied just to see you glorified. Oh, take the stage, Lord, and have your way. I'm just a vessel and nothing more. And when you're done, please take the glory. I'm satisfied just to see you glorified. And when you're done, please take the glory. I'm satisfied just to see you glorified. And when you're done, please take the glory. I'm satisfied just to see you glorified. Oh, take the stage, Lord, and have your way. I'm just a vessel and nothing more. And when you're done, please take the glory. I'm satisfied just to see you glorified. And when you're done, please take the glory. I'm satisfied just to see you glorified. Oh, and when you're done, please take the glory. I'm satisfied just to see you glorified.
Just to see you glorified. Okay, we have 10 minutes of a good interview. We will return to the touchscreen to discuss Johnson Asedun Katia and Samuel Ofusompofu. You can't miss that. You should wait for that. Good evening, sir. Good evening. The young people are very happy that you're here. They want to know how they can benefit from Astrolinks International with UK education and the fair. So tell us the purpose of Think UK. Why are you directing our young people to think UK for education, not think Cape Coast University, Takoradi Poly, and all that?
Good evening to cherished listeners and viewers all over Ghana and other parts of the world. Paul, you're asking me why am I encouraging people to think? I think everybody wants the best in life, and recently we just had the Times Education ranking of universities.
Around the world?
Around the world. Fortunately for us, we had the University of Cape Coast falling within the 400 universities. So no Ghanaian university fell within the first 100. So we are encouraging people. Ghana as a country want to develop. We want to study program that focuses on technology, artificial intelligence, and other areas. So as a company, and I'm a beneficiary of Education UK, so we are promoting Think UK education for our Ghanaian students who would like to pursue higher education, bachelor's degree, postgraduate programs, to be able to travel around the world to also see what is happening around the world, so that the knowledge and skills they will acquire, they can bring it back to our country for us to develop our country.
All the young people in the studio and those on television are listening eagerly. Michael Angelo here is listening to you very eagerly. Which UK institutions are attending this event?
We've got about 20 universities. These are the University of Coventry, Birmingham City University, Teesside University, University of Sunderland, Liverpool, which is a Russell Group of University. We've got York St. John, the University of Law, Heriot Watt University, and many others. We also have Pearson English for those who may want to write an English language test so that they'll be able to seek for employment, especially if they are healthcare professionals, teachers, and the rest. there's an opportunity for them to seek employment in the UK, and they need to demonstrate that they've got strong English so they can communicate to local guys over there. So Pearson will also be joining us. We also have Navitas.
So Pearson is going to conduct an exam, English proficiency exam.
So they are not really going to, but they provide English proficiency exams. For example, not for every Ghanaian. If you want to go to the UK to study certain courses, you need it. For example, if you want to do courses like medicine, pharmacy, law, social work, nursing, and the rest, you need to be able to prove that your English language is comparable to maybe that of UK, 7-year-old child. Simply because myself, when I traveled to the UK for the first time to study, I found it difficult. I had a typical Ghanaian accent. So they want to find out that if you were to work with a local British guys, your English language, if you speak to them, would they be able to understand you? So there's a benchmark. And this Pearson test, when you do it, it will let them know the level that you are. And based on that, they can say, okay, based on it, you should be able to get employment within this area or be able to pursue this program without a challenge.
That's quite interesting.
Yes.
Is education in the UK really impacting the life of Ghanaian youth these days? Do you have some data to show something?
Yes. For example, I don't want to talk about people myself. I had the opportunity to go to the UK to study. And when I graduated, I got the opportunity to work in UK as a science teacher in London, a high school in London. And then after 5 years, I came back to Ghana to set up my company here. There are so many Ghanaians who have studied in UK, working in high-profile organizations. They have come back to Ghana to set up their own enterprises or businesses. The challenge is that at the moment, when you graduate from a UK higher educational institution, you are given a 2-year post-study work permit to stay there and work. And I don't care about the kind of job you're going to do. The most important thing is to be able to raise revenue and come back to Ghana to invest. And that's it.
And also to imbibe the working culture, isn't it?
Of course.
I see. Okay. If a parent is watching,
yes.
I'm reading this question. Is it worth to invest in their children's education in the UK? Because that could be expensive.
If you say it is expensive, it's relative. We've got people paying their tuition fees in Ghana, going to some schools in Ghana, even higher than that of UK. So it's about the quality education and how you want your future to be. If you want to improve your future career and educational goals, that is it. That's what we are promoting. We've got fantastic universities in Ghana, University of Ghana, Cape Coast, Kenya University, University of Education, and they're all very good universities. I'm a Ghanaian, I'm proud of my school. However, if you should invest in your child education, let me tell you something. I did chemistry in Ghana, and as a science teacher, when I went to the UK, they brought a mass spectrometer before me. I didn't know. So one of the opportunities people get when they travel to the UK is the fact that the universities are well endowed with teaching and learning materials. As compared to Ghana, that is a fact. And even as a science teacher that I was training in Ghana, when they brought a mass spectrometer, I didn't know it. Meanwhile, I had read COP series and I had seen the picture of mass spectrometer. I had to allow a colleague teacher to teach me every day after class. So one is you gain hands-on skills, you build, the qualification is highly reputable. In any part of the world that you go, there's an opportunity for you. The UK qualification that I had has opened a lot of doors for me. I live in Ghana at the moment. There are a lot of institutions around the world that want to employ me, all because I've got a British qualification. The second thing is that even in terms of the business that I do, because I had the opportunity to study there, the institutions see me a little bit credible as compared to maybe if you had fully studied in Ghana and you want to do that. Do you understand? So I want to encourage that. And apart from this too, as I said earlier on, once you graduate, there's nothing like not finding employment. Once you are not lazy and you are looking to do something great in your life, you can find employment, work, at least stay for 2 years, gain skills, generate revenue, come back to Ghana, invest it, and let's make our country great. That is the reason why I encourage parents than people to go
what
and
should
come
the
back.
candidates bring when they are attending the event? Do you have a registration fee?
No registration fee. This event is free, and we are just going to share information to our guys who are coming, any participant, parents and their children coming. We're going to let them know the kind of document, the process to follow and how the process will go on. They should just come with the educational document, like their certificate, their transcript, their passport, and their birth certificate. There's a registration desk. They will come and meet them. They show them. After that, we'll send them to the conference.
Is that a registration fee?
No.
Okay.
I said registration desk.
Okay.
There's a conference where we are going to share with them information about the program and let them know why the process they have to follow, the cost involved if they are interested. We will show them all of this information during the event. And they also have the opportunity to talk to the universities themselves.
So are there scholarships? Is there a desk for scholarships as well?
Yes, there is. You know, if you want to do a postgraduate program, UK is known, the Chevening Scholarship, the Commonwealth Scholarship. And apart from that, each of the universities have internal scholarship that they give to students. But I don't want people to focus on scholarship.
Yeah, but people will focus on scholarship because that's what they want.
Yes, people want scholarship, but I'm talking about
some questions for him, huh?
I'm talking about investing. They should see education as an investment.
Yeah, but if you don't have, you just don't have.
Yes, if you don't have, that is the truth. However, there are some, for example, if you've got first class and you want to go into research, there's an opportunity for it. But sometimes we have people coming with third class and they say, can I get full scholarship to study? It's worrying. So we want to say that this is purely an investment. People have graduated from university. Their family want to maybe open businesses for them. They want to buy properties. I want to encourage them that instead of focusing on buying properties now, invest in your education.
Oh, but that's rich families.
Not rich family. I didn't come from a rich family.
Invest in property, or you finish investing, they want to invest in property.
That's relative. I mean,
that's very rich.
The cost of
and you're saying instead of investing in property for the child or the young man at East Legon, invest in his education.
Yes, education.
Those who can invest in property, they can also pay the education. They can do both. Yeah, they are very rich.
Not everybody.
Well, they are very rich.
People believe in properties.
Yeah, so it's just to change their mind.
Of course.
But they can. But I'm talking about the large majority of people who cannot. Even the Legon fees they struggle to pay. You say they should pay fees for Cambridge.
Our research shows that
£23,000. They don't have it.
Not £23,000. The tuition fee for UK generally starts from about £9,000. So depending on what you want to study and where you want to study, that is it. So it is not £23,000. And like I'm saying, Paul, it is about the value you want to achieve, the quality education, the exposure you want to build.
So can people get admission if they have their transcripts at this fair?
Yes. We are
you serious?
Not on spot admission, but there's a team that is going to take them through the application process, and it takes time, within 3 to 1 week, maximum 2 weeks, if you be given the offer. Yes. And let me tell you something, Paul, recently, if you have been checking the data, even UK universities are getting full. The demand for UK education is gearing up all over the world.
That's kind of true.
So, and even in Ghana, the British, if we check the entry clearance data, you will see that the number of Ghanaian students going to UK has tripled. So if we sit there and say we don't have money, people really have money. But the truth is that they are looking for a genuine pathway. They are looking for people to show them the process to go. And one good thing about UK is that they are not asking you to pay all the tuition fee at a go. It is the best I have seen all over the world. If your tuition fee is say 14,000 or whatever pounds, it is the only UK that can even ask you to pay just £1,000. Go through the process, secure your entry clearance or your visa, and after that, pay the rest. They provide payment plan. And this is fantastic. You won't get it anywhere. And this is the reason why as a
Where is the fair occurring? Where?
It's happening here in Accra at the Marriott Hotel.
Marriott Hotel?
On Thursday, 20th October.
Thursday is a working day. They will be doing national service. They are all over the place. Thursday is a working day.
Yes, we've designed it in such a way that when we come, within 30 minutes, you should be done.
Thursday, what time?
10 o'clock a.m.
Are you prepared for the numbers that could be coming?
Yes.
1,000 people?
Yes. We've designed Marriott. We've organized ourselves very well. And
so it's a fair? Is it going to happen outdoor?
Yes.
A car park or something like that?
No, not a car park. They've got, the place is called Wesley Girls Conference Room, Exhibition Hall.
Wesley Girls?
Wesley Girls. I think that's the name.
At Marriott?
At Marriott.
Hey.
Yes.
Is it Marriott owned by a former old student or something?
I'm very sure about that.
Okay, so that's where you'll be doing Marriott Hotel in Accra. Will you be taking it to Kumasi and other places?
Next year.
Next year.
These are maiden events, yes.
So Thursday, what time?
Thursday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
To 4 p.m. Okay, so they have time. They can come in, go out.
Yes.
Another group can come in and go out. But you'll be there all day.
Yes, I'll be there all day.
Wow, that's really interesting. UK universities. All right. So you are a professional teacher?
Yes, I was trained as a teacher, a science teacher, before I left to the UK. And in UK too, I did, first I did PGC, postgraduate certificate with the London Metropolitan University. And then from there, I went to the University of Birmingham, which is a Russell Group, one of the top universities around the world, to do postgraduate program in education management. Then after that, I worked in UK as a science teacher. Then I came back to Ghana to set up Astolinks.
Do you want to be Deputy Minister of Education?
Not now.
When?
Because very soon, I will share that.
You mean when the government changes to the other side?
Not really. Not really. But for now, I want to help the Ghanaian youth to be able
trumpet,
to
I can give you some
this.
trumpet below, a little bit of the same song. Just small, we can think about this matter. He wants to be Deputy Minister of Education. That's great.
Not
nice.
now.
Mikael, I guess you have a question for him, do you? Okay, yeah. You can take one for now.
So you made the argument on the superior quality of education in the UK, but you know that in Ghana here, some of the universities have like affiliate programs with other universities abroad, and then they have their own internal exchange program. So maybe after year 1, year 2, then you go abroad anyway. So what makes yours stand out? That instead of picking a program here where they can transfer after about 1-2 years, why should they go to you straight away?
Thank you very much. So if they travel to the UK, not only will they acquire the academic knowledge or gain hands-on experience, but it is also an opportunity to get international exposure. And that is fantastic. You build your confidence and improve your intercultural experience. And to me, that is fantastic. One thing I've been telling people is that to become successful in our generation is not just about acquiring knowledge. It's about getting exposure, building a different mindset, understanding what happens in other parts of the world. So that is a plus people will gain if they travel to the UK.
All right, Paul.
Yes, Abdul.
Yes. So I want to use myself as an example.
Okay.
I have a question. I'm interested in the graduate programs. In fact, I just completed national service. I'm working on some graduate applications as at now. But I want to ask you specifically, do you have, let me say, plans with the schools that are coming? Do you have agreements with them maybe to look out for specific students who are, let me say, brilliant because of the scholarships? So maybe you have special arrangements with the schools and you know that, okay, so per this number of, GPA and the requirements that a student might have, okay, so we are looking at this number of students, we can get them secured funding for such schools and such schools based on the grades that you've had. Do you have such arrangements with the schools? Because I'm sure I will attend the program and I'll be looking out for some of these opportunities.
Thank you very much, Abdul. The issue with scholarship lies solely with the university. However, as agent or consultant, we play a role. We've got some of the universities coming to us to say that they are allocating this number of scholarship to us to be given to our students. And that is purely based on academic merits. So when you fall within it, why not? We'll consider you. We've got one of our universities giving accommodation scholarship, for example. Last year, we had 25 accommodation scholarships. So students who apply through us to their particular university, we look into their document, we interview them, we consider their family household income and all that, and realize that those 25 really deserve it, and we give them accommodation scholarship. So they are currently in UK. I mean, with full accommodation, they are not paying for accommodation.
So our time is running out. We have 20 minutes more to go. So one more question is there?
Just a follow-up. That you have.
You can talk to him when we are done. We can talk to him when we are done.
Oh,
so,
okay.
We have 20 minutes more. So I have a text for you, sir. Mr. Godwin Tabiri Akwa. He says he's your mate. He's very proud of you. He's watching.
Yes, he's my mate.
He's watching from Kumasi.
Yes.
And he's particularly proud of you.
Yes.
That's also very, very good. Okay. Thank you, sir. So Thursday we will be there.
Okay.
Do we have a break? Do we? I believe we do. And we will be able to see you. But our young people may like to talk to you again, as Abdul was.
All right.
So please remain in the holding room, and then they'll come and talk. We have just 20 minutes to close. They'll come and talk to you. We'll take a short commercial break. When we come back, we get on the touch screen. Johnson Asedun Katia is fighting Samuel Ofosu-Ampofo. They are competing over a chair, the chairmanship of the National Democratic Congress. We'll be right back.
To help meet your business and private printing needs successfully, we have just the right product. products and services. At Appointed Time Printing Limited, we specialize in digital printing, offset printing, packaging, and security printing. Our innovative designs and complete professional touch on our print products such as posters, flyers, brochures, magazines, poll cards, and any other print solution of your choice ensure that our customers are always happily connected to their audience. With our security printing section, our clients are assured of a highly secured and confidential work process from start to finish. At Appointed Time, our prices are very, very competitive. Locate us at the old GNTC building near Swansea Shopping Arcade, Accra. Contact us on 0501 454165, 0501 454167. Appointed Time Printing Limited, our printing is a solution.
2 tickets to go and watch this World Cup. I can't afford this.
Masa, take that trip with Amma. You both deserve it. You been with the end. Slow down, bro. With HD Plus, you win double. Watch the World Cup feely, as if you are in Qatar, and stand the chance to win prizes, including a trip for 2 to Dubai in December in the HD Plus or double promo.
After watching the World Cup, Amma and I will be chilling in Dubai. All I need to do is to enter the HD Plus or double promo.
Purchase an HD Plus decoder with a special sticker. Watch the World Cup matches in quality pictures and stand the chance to fly to Dubai with your loved one. Register via *844 *8#. Existing users are also eligible by simply subscribing for 3 months and above. This promo is valid from 15th September to 5th December 2022. Approved on the NLA Caritas platform.
And the people say, Hallelujah.
Mufa election. Enunti bataya wa so wet wo go no. Womo ye no ye na ya nwane. And if we had stayed, we would have won that seat. It would have demonstrated to them, say, NDC, and violence now, they could get free or more. But we showed our. But
was that the best because Anka Musti Yanka Bianca. Anka violence in an amount for that day.
One more, ye gonna call no, one more boo or munamuno. Ye gonna call ya now, munano, so. You have suffered the violence.
Not just yet. We'll get to I say in a minute. Let's see what messages we have as I go to the touch screen to get ready for the presentation. Let me start with you. Are you going to say it in Chinese? Okay, read it in English.
All right, so it's time to look at our live interactions and see what our viewers are saying. This is coming from Eric Castro. He says, "Good evening, Paul. I love your good work. Keep it up." Jojo from Spintex. Also, Anamzuya is saying, "Good evening, Paul. I am watching you live from Tamale Northern. Please, Paul, when are you going to interview the National Service Boss Gifty on the show?" Also, Salahuddin Sana Mumuni is saying, "Are you saying that Togwe not attending 55% of the Council of State meeting, but collecting his allowances is good?" All right.
Okay, so this one is coming from Don Medical. He says that, "Paul, you are the best. Keep it up. May the good Lord bless you." Safiano Adam says that, "Good evening, Paul. Solid analysis as always. Let's review Article 71 if we don't like it and stop the hypocrisy. You take full salary and allowances, including import duty waivers on cars, and behave as if we weren't aware Council of State benefits includes ex gratia." Gertrude Batwahene says that, "Fantastic, Paul. Your in-depth analysis is amazing and knowledgeable." Okai Gemega says that, "Per the acts establishing the Council of State, are members allowed to attend more than 4 meetings in a year? How come they could meet 60+ meetings in a year or 242 meetings in 4 years?" Rocky Cow says that, "Paul, Suleiman Brahma and Manasseh Azuri are good at what they do. Go ahead and criticize their work, but please not their person." Eric Merrick says that, "Paul, if you really don't have a hidden agenda against Togbe and Azuri, show your audience the attendance record of all the members of the Council of State or facilitate its release through the RTI Act. And lastly, Louis Ayesu says that even though the defense is lame, Paul, do you still stand by your initial 16%? If no, then accept that there was an error in the presentation.
So continuing with some messages on the UK Abroad program, Kofi Asiama is saying that now UK schools will give visas for people as long as they can pay their fees. The universities are all making money from international students. Don't let any connection man confound you. And then also comment from RD Immoro. There is no postgraduate STEM programs in the UK that is less than £16,000 for 1 year program. Emmanuel Kofitebia is also saying that please tell the students about the fees as well, for them to know it's expensive and not free. Average fee for international students is between £12,000 to £15,000. Coming from Master Planner Junior Kentampo, he is talking about Toby Afede's case. Even if Toby Afede didn't attend 1% of the meetings but took allowances, it is corruption and he must pay back those monies to the state. Paul, on the lighter note, why do you call your friend Azuri Azuri? The way you sip your tea alone kills your enemies. And lastly, from Oheneba Daniels, I wonder why a man like Tobe allows himself to be used by the NDC.
Okay. Alexander Sefa says, reading their report, they only wanted to discredit Paul's earlier information that Togbe Afede wasn't the only person who attended the meetings. There was another council or state member called, and he mentions a certain name, who attended only one meeting in his tenure as a member of the council of state member, but yet he receives ex gratia after attending only one meeting. I think Manasseh is bitter and his folks are bitter. Okay, Paul, over to you.
Okay, I just got a message here. Allow me to bring my reading glasses so I can see it. Just a minute. Okay. There's an interesting message here. I didn't see that part of the interview. And this is from a UK number. It says, Paul, please play where the host asks Asidu Nkatia whether he had informed JM about his decision to go for the chairmanship position or not. His response is that he doesn't disclose the discussions he has with the elders in the party in public. Whoa, that's revealing. But he was comfortable telling the host about how Mahama asked him not to allow Ampofo to withdraw from the Ayawaso by-election. How hypocritical can he be? These are his words. These are not our words. The description of hypocrisy onto Asidu Nkatia is his own words. Okay, all right, cool. Let's get on with it. Yeah, let's get on with it. All right, now, this is the story. National Democratic Congress is going up for elections, okay? And they're going up for elections. We had been calling them out that the timetable is running. They have to go for elections. Let's know who their leaders are so that as media, we can pitch them against the government and then understand where our country's contest for 2024 is going, isn't it? Okay, they heeded the call. And so now, I don't know whether they have a date for it, but it's imminent that there will be the national elections to elect NDC's national executives. Right, okay. Now, Johnson Asidu Nkatia, our good friend, has eventually, there were speculations at the beginning that he was going to run for chairmanship. He's eventually running for chairmanship. When I finish, I'll tell NDC people, NDC delegates, questions that they should ask the people who are presenting themselves for elections. And that's for all of them. Now, Asidu Nkatia, in doing so, in launching his campaign, as it were, resurrects the ghost of Ayawaso West Wogon. We're going to take you back to that chilly, misty afternoon in Ayawaso West Wogon, where all reports from media were indicating that there was bloodshed in the constituency in the by-election. It had been widely reported that Mr. Azuku's men, at that time they were thought to be illegitimate members of national security, had mounted cars and presented themselves in the Ayawaso West constituency as an ambit of national security. And they had gone there to disturb people, to shoot people, and to attack mainly supporters of the opposition National Democratic Congress. This is the election about Ayawaso West Wogon. When I finish, I'll show you the bar chart of the results, parliamentary results of Ayawaso West Wogon since 2012. 12, and so you can just make a sense of it, and we do that every now and then, don't we? Now, Johnson Asiedu Nketia launches his campaign by taking us back to this event in that fateful day when Samuel Ofuso-Ampofo announced the withdrawal of the National Democratic Congress from the by-election based on what the NDC believed was excessive violence directed at their supporters. Now, Samuel Ofuso-Ampofo, in making that announcement, indicated to the general public that it was a decision that had been taken by the general leadership of the National Democratic Congress. Here is Ofuso-Ampofo making that announcement 2 years ago. Here it is.
We believe in rule of law. We have been in by-elections before, and we don't think that we are in a war zone. But this by-election has been turned into a war zone. We are peaceful, loving people, and we are law-abiding party. We cannot subject any of our members to danger because of elections. In the circumstances, I have conferred with the parliamentary candidate and the leadership of the NDC. We have no option than to withdraw from the ongoing exercise. We are therefore using this opportunity to direct all party agents at various polling stations to withdraw and report at the Center for Conflict Resolution, CENCO, which is at, yes, we want them to report there for further directives. The NDC has officially withdrawn from the by-election for security reasons, intimidation by invisible forces who have been given national security uniforms and who are intimidating, shooting, and maiming people. That is the position that we have taken. And we have the support of our parliamentary candidate who thinks that his own life is not safe and cannot even move out of his house. If the parliamentary candidate cannot move out of his house, then we see no reason why anybody at all should kill himself because of this by-election. The NDC has officially withdrawn from the by-election.
So that was where the story began. 2 years ago, or was it 3 years ago? Now, Johnson Asiedu Nketia, in launching his campaign, is now revealing to us the conversations that occurred behind the scene. He's general secretary of the party. I don't know whether they have an oath of secrecy. I believe they do. Most likely they do, because they're executive of an important political party. So most likely they do have a code of secrecy. And but Johnson Asiedu Nketia, the eternal general secretary, is the oldest general secretary in the world. He's been general secretary from 2008 up to 2022. He's the oldest general secretary in the world. Even Goebbels for the Nazi party did not do it for that long. But Johnson Asiedu Nketia is the NDC scribe for that long. Okay, so he better than anyone else understands how to protect party conversations at the top level. He understands it. He knows it. He knows that conversations that have happened 3 years ago, the matter is dead. The Emil Short Commission had a good look at it, and Azuku was punished. Other things have happened since then. Albert Kandapar, the National Security Minister, has designed a National Security Protocol order. It's a document through which they take the national security people. A lot has changed because of this by-election. Asiedu Nketia chooses to resurrect this event to undermine his party chairman and indicate that the party chairman refused to listen to advice on that occasion. It's significant that if you watch the video, the party chairman speaking, Samuel Ofuso-Ampofo, is flanked by no less a person than our uncle, Kofi Totobi Kwachi, who himself was Minister for National Security and for many years Minister for Information, a very senior member of the political party. But for the fact that President Mahama has been Vice President and President, Totobi Kwachi is actually senior to John Mahama in the NDC. Totobi Kwachi started the NDC in 1981. So, and he is standing by Ofuso-Ampofo. When Ofuso-Ampofo makes the statement, Totobi Kwachi is an elder of the party, is a very senior member. He was standing by Ofuso-Ampofo when this statement was made. 3 years down the line, it is the characterization of Johnson Asiedu Nketia that is worrying. He comes to present a document by way of video and voice in which he's saying that in that video, Ofuso-Ampofo was either being probably dishonest or disingenuous or something like that. Here's Asiedu Nketia 6 minutes video in which he lashes Ofuso-Ampofo, he tongue lashes Ofuso-Ampofo significantly and takes him to the cleaners. That's what he said.
And if we had stayed, we would have won that seat. It would have demonstrated to them, say, NDC, and violence now, they could free. But we showed our.
But you know, was that the best because Anka Musti Anka Bianca. Hey, Anka Valentina, amount for
Edwani Koye no,
Womo that day.
Womo Edwani Koye no, Womo Ebubu Omuna Muno. Edwani Koye na Omuna no Esoso. You have suffered the violence already. Trophia, Udibekwa Koye compensation. Now, Manfono who say, if we had died, if we had maimed ourselves, we maimed ourselves for a good cause. What's the Ghanaian trophy now? Every indication was showing, say, we were winning that election. And now, can you say, by election, see, now will be by violence here. Violence no better could do enumerate. In the presence of all the diplomatic community in my happen while crying in Ano. Can anybody tell me says our violence in basis? Then that person has no experience with by-elections. Who call by-election? First few hours, then it cools down. And it was a wrong decision. And Mate said,
one consult will be an decision.
Mate said, or say party decision. It wasn't any party decision.
What was the party decision?
He consulted me. I warned him, say he shouldn't take that. He shouldn't. A wrong decision. President Mahama, say he shouldn't take that decision.
And yes, he took that decision.
And then what take a decision? No results. No anye papa no. Or number be a creative impression. Say or ne President Mahama near say don't get no take his decision. It's not true. Leader, and now we a leader. You must be prepared to stand by your words, and you must have the courage to stand by your conviction.
You are accusing of dishonesty.
No, I'm saying, sir.
Let me say because Wakasem and Wasansana.
Because of
you are accusing of dishonesty.
I need dishonesty. He's bringing out wrong information. Look,
he's bringing out wrong information.
Wrong information because the information is not borne out by the facts. Because Okase party decision. Party, how does party take decisions? Obetimi actually party structure a take a decision no say onko announce no implement it. Is it fake? Is it NEC? Is it Congress? Or is what? Let him come out to tell us. But I'm saying, say, in decision making for the party, no, it is not always to say, ubenya structure now they are taking decision. But there are occasions here, as a leader, you take a decision and based on your own judgment, now they are called for ratification. And when you come under attack here, now you have to take a decision. Now you need enough time to be me. I'm a decision making structures. Now she take his decision now. And don't you choose leaders? You must have correct judgment. Until you take his decision now, you must be convinced that it is the best decision that you are taking in the interest of the party. Who take you now? Who now results no you wrong wa. As I say, only up neka say man for me. I'm taking his decision now. Because eko year ubeka say me na me ye and sana ye beje to. Enti wako take a decision na nko ye na upe ubi a shifty blame ato ne so you are acting not differently from what MPP does. Because I was and I make a say President Mahama called me. I was in West Indies, Korea and Haiti, Eboshi. That was where I was at that time. And Untino, he called me. And in fact, he admits that he called me. But what is economical about me, say, he never told the press, he said, offer me objective vehemently, say, shouldn't take that decision. He must have consulted President Mahama. But President Mahama called me and said, say, Chairman, person take his decision when I shouldn't allow that decision to be taken.
I see.
So I was there with the witness, many Dr. Karl Marx, and I was so
it was live on television that day.
On Facebook.
It was live on television.
And you know, it was very clear, say President Mahama so one said he shouldn't take that.
Just say what for President Mahama.
And yeah, about Ebuo. It's about decision making. Until we be now say me consult we. Now can't public no say me consult one more objective, but I went ahead to take that decision because I thought it was in the best interest of the party. If you had done that, me can say at some time, Kwame Zuasem be by.
Kwame Zu. Okay, me can only of a penny dear. Okay. Eastern region or a.
When they were planning to take some steps.
The Kaiser issue.
They consulted me. I said, I will not be part of that.
Someone consult you.
Yes.
And also you won't be part of that.
I don't want to be part of that. And I don't know whether he consulted President Mahama or not. But backlash back from the party.
Yeah, I remember.
The difference one can say President Mahama na or in Soto So I said, leader of a party, tell me about taking decision as free Muambabiano. You find somebody to blame.
And that's
judgment in the
then you're working. I say, just say.
Okay, so that was what Asedun Ketia said. Let's check out what Samuel Ofosu-Ampofo response is. And then, okay, so this is Ofosu-Ampofo response. He says, I have become aware of a viral interview granted to a media house by the General Secretary of my party, the National Democratic Congress, in which he makes various references to my person, leadership style, and stewardship as National Chairman of the National Democratic Congress. Having regard to the high office of the party chairman which I occupy and the onerous responsibility of overseeing a successful organization of our party in our quest to wrestle power, I think, in 2024, I have decided not to respond to the said accusations. Okay? Throughout my entire adult life, I have faithfully, dutifully, and conscientiously served the National Democratic Congress in various capacities. I have done so with honor and dignity while resisting every temptation to vilify political opponents. That's kind of true, though, for example, you have to give it to him. I hold the view that it is totally out of place for party officials to divulge or discuss internal party matters that are within their knowledge by virtue of their privileged position. Very interesting. In the media or on any public forum, it is within this spirit that I elect to refrain from commenting on the merits or otherwise of the matters that were referenced in the said interview, including high-level party decisions that are supposed to be held in confidence. Okay. It is important to underscore the fact that former President John Dramani Mahama remains the only surviving former president of the NDC tradition, a true statesman whose stellar record in office is widely celebrated. References to the former president in discussing sensitive party matters in the public domain relative to one's internal election campaign, as was done in the said media interview, is quite unfortunate and regrettable. As a statesman of our political tradition, the least we can do is to honor him. The least we can do to honor him is to jealously guard against commentary that brings his name and that of the party into disrepute and needless acrimony. It is my considered view that the quest to lead the NDC's impending internal elections must be about who is more experienced and competent and not vile personal attacks. I therefore seize this opportunity to admonish all seeking election into various positions from constituency to regional to national to be minded to engage in campaigns that market their track record, leadership abilities, experience, vision, and strategic direction for the party. Ultimately, the delegates of our party will have the opportunity to assess every candidate on the strength of their personality and ability to lead and not personal attacks. We must all be guided by the fact that after all is said and done, the party must unite at all levels to prosecute a single agenda of rescuing our country from the clutches of the misrule and economic mismanagement being supervised by the Akufo-Addo Bawumia MPP government. It is therefore important to guard against incendiary language, finger-pointing, and personal attacks that have the potential to jeopardize any effort at reconciliation after this election process. Finally, he says, we must all remember that the internal elections of the NDC are a family contest and not an internecine war against ourselves. The real opponent out there is a new patriotic party who have inflicted untold hardships on our people. Ghanaians will not forgive us if we fail to rescue them from the current economic malaise that we find ourselves in. May it not be said that we failed because we were busy throwing mud at one another and took our eyes off the real enemy. Long live the National Democratic Congress, signed by Samuel Ofosu Ampofo. And I have a little bit of commentary to run, but I have to say that we're going off Metro TV right now. You can continue to watch us for the next 5 minutes. That's all we will be doing tonight on Facebook, Good Evening Ghana Official, because we have some commentary to run on this one. Okay, Metro TV, good night, and welcome on Facebook. All right, so Facebook is still here with us. Now, Samuel Ofosu Ampofo has just spoken, hasn't he? You have to decide what you make of it. But there are some interesting things that he said that indicates that Asiedun Katia may be sinking lower than he thought. And he talks about
Metro TV, insightful and inspiring moments.
To understand who Jesus really is, you need to understand certain principles about life, which we'll be sharing with you today.
The new creation in Christ is a present hour reality. It is a now fact. It is not a tomorrow thing.
Jesus said that as the Father has life in himself, so has he given to the Son to have life in himself.
We have a lot of religions in the systems, but Christianity is none of them.
This is the NCC Hub with Dr. David Binder.
Wow, praise the Lord. Hallelujah, hallelujah. It is such a joy once again to welcome you to today's special episode of your favorite Good Life Devotion. The Good Life Devotion, as you know, is a daily devotional teaching of the truth of the Bible, aimed at bringing God's sons and daughters all around the world onto that state of maturity where we will exhibit our divine nature to make this world a better place for the coming of Jesus Christ. It is also to make us more effective in the work of the kingdom, so that many more humans can get to know of God's glorious eternal plan for their lives in Christ Jesus and step into that plan. For every man must be born again. God has such a beautiful plan, but many are not aware. And they are living outside it and living in distraction, pain, and confusion. But God loves everyone and wants the best life for them. It is in Christ Jesus. The Lord can touch you to be part of those who are spreading it. What must you do? One, begin to pray. Your prayers are very important. And ensure that anyone you know, anyone within your scope of influence, gets connected. If someone will watch the Good Life Devotion for just 3 months consistently, there's no situation in their life that cannot be transformed or changed. Then contribute financially to get it to other media platforms that we are not yet on. This is our second week of the New Creation Conference Hub discussions, and we have had wonderful time so far. This week, I've been privileged to be holding the discussions with a special group of panelists. Closest to me is our own dear Reverend Dr. Felix Opuni, the CEO of the Fana Global Movement and also head pastor of the New Creatures Fellowship. We've been having very wonderful times with him. Reverend, thank you for coming.
Thank you, sir.
God bless you so much. We've also been enjoying very wonderful taste from our own head of committee for the New Creation Conference in the person of Pastor Dr. Faisal Ajay. Apostle, you're welcome.
Thank you, sir, for having me.
I believe we are going to have another awesome time today. Well, viewers, let's share a word of prayer and then we can proceed. Eternal and everlasting Father, we give you all the praise and the glory for that which you are doing in our hearts. Lord, thank you for the light that is pouring forth upon the entire globe. We know that not only through the past episodes of NCC, but also in this year's NCC, lives and nations will be transformed. We give you praise in Jesus' name. Hallelujah. Wow. So, why are we having the New Creation Conference Hub discussions? So that we can receive again of the spirit that was imparted to us in previous New Creation Conferences and get prepared for the upcoming New Creation Conference. on the 10th and the 11th of November, we are going to gather again at the National Theatre of Ghana. And it's going to be another time. It is time for your Christianity to bring an advantage to your life, that of your family and your city and your nation. A Christianity that is only visible in church and dissolves or vanishes when you come into the world is not that which Jesus brought. We must be the light of our world, the salt of the earth. You cannot miss this year's New Creation Congress. If you are coming from out of Accra or out of Ghana, call us early to make arrangements for your accommodation and other things that are necessary. I want to take ourselves back into how it was in the National Theatre in the year 2020, now just 2 years back, and then watch some excerpts from that session of the New Creation Conference. And then we shall be back to throw some light on some portions that the Spirit of God will lead us in today's discussion. Let's watch this. Born again is very powerful because, one, born again awakens you to another kind of birth. That's number one power of born again. The power of born again, number one, is that born again awakens you to another type of birth, another kind of birth. Now, if you speak to human beings in general and many of God's sons and daughters, the moment you talk about birth, what they think about is a woman conceiving by picking a seed and carrying a pregnancy and then giving birth to a child. Or maybe a mammal, animals that give birth. That's all they know. It's like Nicodemus. Or if you say birth, born. All Nicodemus knew was get into someone's womb and be born. Apart from that, he didn't know anything. And there are people in the world just know that kind of birth. Of course, birth in the general sense also means the beginning of something. So you can say that this theater was birthed this year. That doesn't mean that somebody gave birth to it in the biological sense, but it means that was when the theater started. Are you getting that? But coming to the biological birth or the birth of bringing forth something after your kind, many people just know of one kind of birth. But the scriptures are clear that there is another kind of birth. And until you give born again attention, you wouldn't even know there's another kind of birth. This is very serious because until it dawns on you that there's another kind of birth, you can never dissociate yourself from the human birth and who you are. You are being cooked right now. So the Bible shows that there is another kind of birth. In John chapter 3 verse